I want to thank you for watching this video today. I think it will give you some comfort on our return to public worship in the church. I want you to notice, first of all, that when you come to the church, the front doors, the only doors we're going to use will be the main doors of the church. You won't be able to come in through the school, but those front doors of the church will be wide open. So you don't have to touch them or open them. The same thing will be true with the interior doors of the church. You don't have to touch them. Then you'll see some signs. These will be right by the door. I have them in here right now just because they're easier to see in here. But they will be right by the doors of the church. And essentially what they say, there's 4 points on each sign. And it says, if you have the coronavirus, please don't come in. We'd like you, before you even come, to take your temperature. If you have a fever of any sort, please stay home. It's not good for you to be around other people who don't yet have the virus. You're going to be required to wear a mask, and that will be on the sign too. Also, you need to stay 6 feet away from other people. There will be hand sanitizer stations, and you will need to sanitize your hands 3 different times. When you come in, when you go to communion, and when you leave. So those things are all posted on the sign. You can certainly understand why we're doing that. We want to keep everybody safe. We don't want anybody to get the virus because they came to church. Then you will notice, as soon as you get into the church, in the baptistry, there are tables set up next to the baptistry. Those tables are designed so that you can sanitize your hands. There will be jars of hand sanitizer. We have spent a fortune at Mark's, I can assure you. And there are masks if you forgot to bring your mask. We would ask you, though, if you have one, please bring your own because we have a limited supply of these masks. You'll notice that the baptismal font will still be empty. You can, of course, come in and make the sign of the cross and bless yourself when you come in, but there'll be no water and there's no font to touch. We covered it up. That's why it looks the way it does right now. There will also be 2 big wooden boxes where you can put your collection envelope. The baskets will not be passed during the liturgy. So, either on your way in or your way out, if you brought a donation for the church, and we would appreciate it if you do, you can use those boxes. They're safe, and that's why we're using these big wooden boxes. They're not here in the church. You won't see them right yet, but they'll be here by the time you get here. Those tables, besides having this sanitizer and the extra masks, will also be where we place the bulletins. So you can take a bulletin on your way out. They will not be handed to you, but they will be given. They'll be there for your taking. The bulletin is always online also, and right now there's not very much in the bulletin. It's a very simple bulletin. There are things on there, and especially we would like you to take one, but there's not that much there right now. I want you to know that there are no handicapped chairs in the back of church like there usually are. Those were padded chairs, and we're not going to have any padded chairs because we can't sanitize them adequately. So there will be handicapped seating, but it's going to be in the front section of the church. That way you'll be in a pew, and you can be by yourself, or if you come as a couple, you can be that way. But you can help yourself to get up when you want to stand by grabbing the pew in front of you. So there will be handicapped seating, but it won't be in the usual spot. You will need to wear a mask the whole time you are here. The only time you can take it off is when you're putting the communion in your mouth. And I explain how we go to communion on the next video that you can watch. The bathrooms will be open, but we encourage you to try to minimize that. So if you try to go to the bathroom before you come to church so that you don't need to use the bathrooms here. But the water fountains will be covered over. You cannot get a drink of water while you're here. I suppose if you really think you need water, you just need to bring your own water bottle with you. In terms of the size of the church, we have a huge church, but it depends on how people come. If they all come as single people, which probably won't happen, but if they all came as just individuals, you can only fit 95 people when you put 6-foot distances between them. If they come with a lot of families the number goes up, and it will go up to somewhere around 250 people. So there's a variation depending on how people show up, as individuals or couples or as big families. When you come to the church, the ushers will guide you, and we're going to show you that on another video. But you need to keep in mind, I think the easiest image for you is it's like going to a restaurant. When you walk into a restaurant, you go up to the hostess and you say, "Table for 2, please." That's what we want to know. As soon as you come in, we want the ushers to know how you're coming, as a single person, as a couple, or as a family. And then they will guide you to the seat, and you'll see that on this next video. It's short too. Mass times are a little different. On Sunday, it's going to be 4 o'clock on Saturday, just like usual. But on Sunday, for at least the first 2 weeks, we're going to 8, 10, and 12, until we find out if we really need 3 Masses. If we need 3 Masses on Sunday, because of the limited seating, we will continue that. But if we don't have to, we will go back to the 9 and 11. But we need a couple weeks because we need to inform you of what the schedule is going to be like. So that's pretty much what I think is going on right now. We do have Masses during the week. It's not like daily Mass like we used to have at 7:30 in the morning. We don't want the usual crowd that comes to 7:30 in the morning to come 5 days a week. That's not the idea. We're having these extra Masses during the week in case there's too many people want to come on the weekend. That way people could kind of shift to a different time during the week. There's no requirement to be at Mass right now. So that's what gives us the freedom to say, well, you can substitute a daily Mass for a Sunday Mass. They're a little bit different. There'll be less singing, and there will be less singing by a cantor. There won't be a cantor, period. And there won't be 2 readings like you have on Sunday, and then the gospel will only be 1. But other than that, they'll be the same. So that if you want to come during the week, instead of coming on the weekend, it might be better for you, and it might be better for the people who can't come during the week, but could only come on the weekend. So that's what I know. I would encourage you, after you watch this, to watch the next video, which talks a little bit about seating, but mostly about the communion procedure. But I think if you see both videos, you'll be very comfortable before you come. And that's our goal, to have you comfortable so that you can pray well when you're here. May God bless you.